Hi, my name is Candace Trushinsky, and I'm going to be doing my speech number 3 on global warming. I'm going to talk to you about 4 major parts. Talk about the greenhouse gases, the environmental effects, the economic effects, and how I'm going to stop it. Global warming is the increase of the world's average temperature. The increase of the global temperature will cause sea levels to rise and will change the amount and pattern of precipitation. It also includes the expansion of subtropical deserts. Global warming is something that we should all be worried about. It is something that can potentially kill our Earth, wipe out the human species, and our race altogether. Global warming is expected to be the strongest in the Arctic, and would be associated with the continuous fall of the glaciers, the permafrost, and the sea ice. Global warming is related and changing. The changes may vary from region to region and around the globe. It is still uncertain why. My suggestion is that we are not taking care of our Earth very well, and this is a warning saying that if you don't stop and look and listen to the warnings that I give you, we will not be here any longer. I want to talk to you about the greenhouse gases. The greenhouse effect is a process where the atmosphere warms. It warms from the center of the Earth to our world's atmosphere. It warms from every direction that we are seeing. We first discovered global warming in 1824. It was discovered by Joseph Fourier, and it was first investigated in 1896. So if we've been seeking warnings for over thousands of years, I don't understand why we haven't taken any different effects or made different changes to our way of living. The major greenhouse gases are water vapors, which cause 36 to 70% of greenhouse effects. The human activity has increased the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere as well. Now the CO2 values are higher than they ever were in the past 20 million years. So the past 20 million years we have been doing nothing about this effect that we have been warned about. The CO2 are continuing to rise due to the burning of fossil fuels and land use changing. This is a result in the destruction of our ozone layer and part of our global warming. The heat and the carbon dioxide trapped in the oceans may take hundreds of years before re-emitting, and even after greenhouses are reduced. So even if we do reduce our stuff, it's going to still take thousands of years for anything to even take effect. So if we do anything, it may be too late. I want to talk to you about the environmental part. It is usually impossible to connect scientific weather events to global warming. But global warming is expected to cause changes in the overall destruction and intensity of the event, such as precipitation. Broader effects are expected to include global retract, the Arctic shrinkage, and worldwide sea level rise. Which would mean that, we could actually go underwater because we are pretty much killing our glaciers with the global warming. If all that ice melts, they have nowhere to go except over our land, then we will have nowhere to go. A 2001 report suggests that glacier retreat, ice shelves, sea level rise, the changes in waterfall patterns, and intense and frequently extreme weather events are all part of global warming. Social and economic events of global warming may be a result in our growing population. So our population is growing, and our land will shortly start slowly disappearing. And if we keep growing as a human population and all of our land starts decreasing, we will have nowhere to go and nowhere for our families to go either. There's been a suggestion that 1,103 plants and animal species will go extinct by 2050. So if animal species and plant species all go extinct, that would be our food, our animals, everything that we rely on to survive in this world will be destroyed. And the economic effects, it affects the climate, the change in our livestock. Like I said before, we rely on our livestock to survive, in our world. And the forestry, if we keep cutting down the forest, and then we have nowhere for our animals to grow, for them to eat on. And this will also hurt our fishing industry, which we also rely on for our food as well. Other things that are affected is the energy, the tourism, and the recreational industries, our construction industry. Everything will be falling because we haven't taken care of our world the way that we are supposed to. I'll give you a few suggestions on how to stop the global warming. Well, we've already started with the smart cars, the hybrids, using less toxic fuels. If we can get everybody on board with that, that can be a small part of the start of our global warming. We'll talk about businesses. A business, they put out major air pollution, and that's going to result in tearing down our ozone layer even more. If we can try to cut down on air pollution, the air quality, use more recyclables, and energy efficiency. Like, we used to use waterfalls to get energy going, and maybe if we result back to some of that stuff, it may not be as fast and as easy as it is now, but it will be a better result in our future. We also need to stop burning fossil fuels, coals, toxic gases, and things that cause the greenhouse effects, because in the end, we are all going to perish if we don't. Thank you.